Welcome to Longhu Shui Jing Xing Zuo. In English, that means crystal constellation, but I like to call it my Chongqing mansion. You may have seen it as the backdrop in countless videos on this channel, but today you'll get to see how my apartment looked the very first time I saw it, and I'll show you how I turned it into my own personal paradise.
I'm Jessica, and you've reached the destination.
Before, after, before, after.
What's up, MTV? Welcome to my crib. I decided to do this outdoors today because one, there's already an apartment tour video on this channel. Apologies, it's from 3 years ago and it's not shot very well, but I didn't know how to make a YouTube video back then. Boring. The second reason is that I wanted to show you why I don't feel cramped or claustrophobic living in such a tiny apartment. There's all of this outdoor space for me to enjoy any time of day or night. This garden terrace is located on the 3rd floor of my building. It's a great place to come get some fresh air, and it was a saving grace during both rounds of COVID lockdowns. When I need more space to run around and make content, I can just cross the street and end up here in Dongbu Gongyuan. That means walking park in English. In addition to the walking trails, there's lots of green space to lay out, bring a book, have a picnic, whatever your heart desires. There are also 2 basketball courts and a tennis court here. So you see, lots of outdoor space. I don't get cramped in my place. And just to answer another question I sometimes get, is it lonely living by yourself? No, I'm American. We only live with others if we're broke, live in New York City, or we're married. That's it. When you first move abroad for a job, usually your employer will find someone to send you photos of apartments so you can begin your search before you arrive. If it's a good place, by the time you see it, 9 times out of 10, it's already been rented by someone else. At least here in China, things move very quick here. After my first year living in an apartment I didn't like, I learned the best way to find a place here is to go to an apartment agency in the neighborhood you want to live in. They often know about units that are becoming available soon and aren't listed yet, giving you a better chance to get in there before someone else snatches it up. That's how I found this place. It's totally normal for agents to show potential tenants filthy apartments in China. What? It's even normal for people to leave food and other things in the fridge when they move out. It's completely normal here. How's that for culture shock, Americans?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
If you guys want to see the behind the scenes of me searching for my apartment and exactly how filthy I'm talking about, come here. Your girl is finally a YouTube partner. What does that mean for you? It means you can access behind the scenes content, exclusive photos, and more through the Destinationship, a membership to my channel. You can get to it by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button on my page right after you finish watching this video. And you'll immediately get access to the apartment search with my commentary.
Whoa, hey.
Don't worry if you just subscribed to this channel, which you probably did. Thank you for being here. Regular videos will still drop every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Tuesday at 8 a.m. China time.
We now join our regularly scheduled program, already in progress.
With my then limited Chinese speaking skills, I enlisted the help of a friend and my Chinese teacher, Jojo. We spent a day looking at places, which you'll see in the destination ship, but that day I didn't find anything. Aww. The next day, I decided to go to an agency on my own, and the odds were in my favor because they had an agent who spoke a little bit of English. She walked me down this pedestrian street, and we ended up here.
It's very so new.
Yeah. So she's explaining to me that all of the things in this apartment are brand new. As you can see, the mattress is still wrapped. All of the furniture is brand new. Even the floors are new. The wallpaper is new. However, the scale of the furniture in here was ridiculous to me. And it was all dark cherry wood. Not my thing.
The price is high.
How much?
25,100.
Yeah.
I can try the cover prices 100 to.
She's telling me she can try to negotiate with the landlord to drop it by 100 or 200 kwai, which is not significant. 2,500 a month for this tiny apartment, though. But this was the ultimate deal breaker.
Okay. But this the 不希望.
I know the 那个看出去的视野。
对。
It's not you like it.
Yeah.
This view of nothing? This view of cars passing? This view of traffic? Absolutely not. This apartment was on the 5th floor.
No. So we got the code to another apartment in the same building, this time on the 27th floor.
Sometimes put the 房租 he can clean.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
You see what I mean about the state of the apartments that are being shown? A Western style bathroom. The furniture was like, ugh. All of this looks very uncomfortable. This is the one I ended up choosing for 1,900 yuan. Here's how I started my upgrade plans. I took inventory of every single item that came with my new furnished apartment and decided what I wanted to keep. The couch? No. The bar? Yes. The wardrobe rack? No. The nesting coffee tables? Yes. Once I went through everything and decided, I asked the landlord if I could make a few changes. I did not get specific and say, I would like to add wallpaper, paint, and install a built-in closet and replace the sofa. I kept it vague. They said, sure. The very first thing I did was move the fridge from the living room out to the balcony next to the kitchen. In China, fridges are still fairly new, so it's pretty common to keep them in the living room because kitchens don't have enough space for them. I was a little concerned about the heat levels in summer in Chongqing and the fridge being out there, but I was willing to risk it. 4 years later, it's totally fine. I love the idea that the girl before me had living here of using a projector to watch movies and TV. However, being the foreigner that I am, I needed access to Western TV and streaming services, and I wasn't able to find a projector that had Fire Stick capability. The landlord agreed to purchase a new TV. Yes. Next on the list, I told them I needed a closet. They offered to buy me one of those too. The problem was that they sent me options like this. What am I, a 7-year-old? Is this a circus? These things look like tents. Absolutely not. Since they agreed to buy the TV, I went ahead and told them I would take on the cost of installing what I wanted. And they were totally fine with that. Of course. IKEA or IKEA in China is very entertaining, especially in Chongqing because it gets so hot in summer. People come here to enjoy the air conditioner and basically act as if they really live here. At IKEA, I got this new mattress you can see placed directly on top of the original one. And this lovely lady helped me design my closet. Scheduled an installation, and much to my surprise, only one man came to my apartment and installed this whole thing. I was shocked, but he did it.
Nice.
I was elated. Next order of business was the couch. I let the landlords know, hey, this isn't gonna work for me. It's very uncomfortable. Would you like to keep it? They said yes. Couches at IKEA were too expensive and most of them were too large for the space. So I went to China's version of Amazon, but way better, TAOBAO. Here I was able to design and customize the exact fabric, color, size that I wanted. It arrived damaged.
Oh my God!
They sent someone to repair it a few days later. Amazing customer service. I also bought shelves, frames, this mirror, my bedding, and the wallpaper on TAOBAO. I even bought some plants there too. I don't remember exactly how I came up with this wallpaper plan. I think I was just on Instagram getting decor inspiration and saw some sort of floral wallpaper and thought that would be fire. If I'm gonna like do something crazy and wild with home decor, China is the place to do it in because it's very affordable. So why not? I searched wallpaper on TAOBAO and contacted a seller who had some designs that I liked. I told them I wanted to do one wall and 2 doors. These doors in this apartment were giving me hospital room vibes. Every time I looked at them, they gave me the ick. They're kind of a focal point in this apartment. So why not? They arranged for a local installer to come and hook it up for me. Again, a one-man band showed up to do all of this work. Impressive. And once again, I was so happy with my choice. But then there was another problem. The doors. The frame of the doors was still giving me
ew, blah, ick.
Like not painted well. It wasn't really white. It was like this off-white color. It didn't look good. I decided paint could fix this. So I set off to find China's version of Home Depot by asking in an expat group. They came back with B&H. B&Q. I came back with 2 shades of teal and I ended up using both of them.
Before. After.
I love it here. The last majorish change that I made to this apartment was getting rid of this ugly brown door that was totally messing up the aesthetic. On TAOBAO, I found these peel and stick felt door covers. I don't know exactly what they're called. So let's just go with that. It was super easy. You get the measurements of your door. They send it to you rolled up. You unroll it, you peel it, and you stick it, and you just cut out the part that you need to, you know, open and close the door. Such a good idea. It made it brighter in here. It made everything just copacetic. When you're choosing decor, it is better to choose one large-scale item instead of several small things. Even in a tiny apartment like mine, a large plant is going to make a much bigger impact than a bunch of tiny little plants. Now, did I ultimately have tons of large and small plants in here? Yeah, of course I did. We all became extreme plant parents in 2020, right? Those little trinkets that you think will add a little razzle dazzle end up getting lost in the sauce, and they start to get cluttered after a while. All of this was left by the previous tenant. Useful, but not my steez. I thought about keeping the panda because, you know, the panda is a beloved animal here in China. I even got some greenery so he could feel at home. But ultimately, he had to go. Small plants, small impact. I ended up getting a mirror to cover the tape damage from the panda sticker, a larger print, and then I did this giant plant hanging over the painting and over the shelf, and I loved how this looked. The mirror reflected light in the room, and yes, bigger is better. Over the sofa, I made this mini gallery wall using some prints, paintings, and photos from my travels. I love how this looked. I wish that I could have switched them out though over the years. I got this idea from Pinterest. I installed them by putting 3M tape on the back of the frames that are on the back part. And for the ones that are sticking out for that 3D effect, I just use really long nails, like really long nails.
The next tip is measure twice, 3 times, 4 times. Measure, measure, and measure again.
You only want to make that cut once. If you end up ordering the wrong size sofa, you gotta eat that. If you end up measuring a little too short for your wallpaper, guess what? You gotta do this whole thing all over again. Make sure it's right. Another tip, add one thing at a time. It's very easy to go crazy in IKEA and buy a bunch of stuff. And IKEA is fine. You can easily return things that don't work out. But for things like TAOBAO or other online purchases, it might be a little more difficult to ship things back, especially if they're big. At first, I thought yellow would be a great accent color in here. So I bought this beautiful yellow throw. I got it in here and I hated it. I did not want yellow to be the accent color. It was just too bright. It was throwing off my feng shui. I ended up using white as an accent color. So I went with a white rug and I had white pillows. My bedding is always white. So I just kept it to white, blues, and teals. Everything in here is white, blue, teal, or gray. It's such a calming color palette, which is exactly what I needed living in such a chaotic place. Another tip, especially for those of you in foreign countries, don't let the language barrier be a deterrent for you to not get what you want. People are selling things, they want to make money. They will figure out how to communicate with you. I did all of this by myself, just using translation software. On Taobao, it was very easy to just screenshot messages from the sellers, put it in WeChat to translate, and then type back the answers to the questions or ask my questions. Chongqing is a place that does not have a lot of English speakers. That has never prevented me from doing what I wanted to do. Things like, why would you put so much into a place you're not going to stay in permanently? Hi, hater. Hi, hater. Are we staying anywhere permanently? I don't know about you, but I don't like feeling uncomfortable. When I come home, I want to be the most comfortable I am anywhere. I want my home to feel like I'm on vacation. I want to feel like when I go on vacation, oh, this hotel room was nice, but my apartment is nicer. I'm going to do what I need to do to make me feel like that. I think it's extremely important to have a place that is serene, especially when you live in a foreign country. You need something that keeps you grounded. You need a place to run away and escape when outside becomes too much, because it will. It always will. I don't care where you are. I'm not saying you got to go buy wallpaper and a new sofa and a bed, and I'm not saying you got to deck out a whole apartment. No. Sometimes just a wall, just a shelf that's just like, this is my special shelf that has photos of my family, and it has this really cool thing that I got when I was traveling in Italy or whatever. Just something that keeps your home you. Because when you're moving into a furnished apartment, especially in China, it's going to have a lot of things that are unfamiliar to you. It's going to have a lot of things that aren't yours. So you have to do something to make it yours. Even if it's just for a year, it's never just a year in China. It'll be worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you made it to the end, do me a favor and drop a sofa emoji in the comments. Then I'll know you watched all of the video. Because y'all be watching these videos. Y'all be watching like 3 minutes. And I'm like, bruh, what did you see in 3 minutes? What did you learn in 3 minutes? Come on, watch the whole video. Don't forget about the destination ship, where you'll get behind the scenes, clips, and basically you can tell me what you want to see and I'll do it. Because you're paying me and I want to make sure you get your money's worth. See you at the next destination.